But it's just now 7 o'clock, so we will get started in a minute or two, but I see we have at least a couple more joining us from the waiting room. I will encourage tonight, I know we doesn't usually, we don't require it at any meeting or any gathering that we do, but I will encourage this evening, especially if you're willing to be in our group photo later on, that we turn our cameras on, even if you're not able to light a Hanukkah with you. It would be so good to see everyone's faces. So if you are willing to turn on your cameras, or even a little bit later when we have our candles lit, it would be so good to see everyone's faces. But I want to say welcome everyone, and hello. I am Rabbi Jenny Greenspan, Assistant Rabbi for Congregation Beth-El Zedek. And I am so excited to see so many people here joining to light our last night of Hanukkah together, our last round of candles. I will defer to Jackie to let me know. Jackie, our behind the scenes program coordinator and behind the scenes digital mastermind extraordinaire. I'll let her give me the signal when it seems like people have stopped rolling in and we should go ahead and get started, but I'm still seeing a few joining us. So happy Hanukkah, and we'll start in just a minute.
And I'm gonna go ahead and put in the song sheet into the chat so everyone wants to pull it up either in a new window or in a different device, so that when we have our sing along in a bit, you'll be able to access that easily.
All right, Rabbi Jenny, we've got everybody in from the waiting room if you want to get us started.
Sounds great. So welcome everyone. Chag Urim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah. I am so excited that we are lighting our last night's candles together as a community, as a Beth-El Zedek community. This is what I think is one of the biggest miracles of 2020, is this particular gathering is not something that we have ever done before, and something we would have ever thought to do without the struggles and challenges that 2020 presented us. So I'm going to celebrate the miracle that is us gathering tonight. So I want to say welcome. I'm going to turn it to Cantor Melissa for our opening song. She put the song sheet link in the chat. If you go to that, you can download the song sheet she prepared for us. We'll have all of our songs for this evening. You'll have the blessings for this evening, and we will let's go ahead and get started.
I figured we would just start with a song to get us in the mood, and so we'll begin a little bit down the song sheet with Hanukkah or Hanukkah. And so from your homes, please join with me and sing with me before we all light candles together. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather around the table, we'll give you a treat. If you want to play with the latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning bright. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Also invite, even though he's enjoying some much deserved time off, I also wanted to make sure we invite our own Rabbi Dennis to still say hello and greet everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Delighted to come together for this 8th and last night of the festival of Hanukkah. Over to the synagogue today and collected what is one of my favorite Hanukkiot, favorite menorahs. And I'm going to move this. This is our own Meisler menorah. Frank Meisler was an Israeli artist that died in 2018, and we were fortunate to visit his own studio in Jaffa and bought this personal menorah for ourselves. It's called the Golden Gate Menorah, and it celebrates the city of Jerusalem. But behind it, you will find the most beautiful modern Chanukiot. And it is the creation of an artist called Reuben Leaf, and that's how it's inscribed in the back. Reuben Leaf was actually Reuben, who was born in 1889 in Ukraine. And this menorah, this Hanukkah, was created in 1938 under the commission of the Union of American Hebrew Congregations and the Central Conference of American Rabbis. And it is just gorgeous. It is a bronze menorah. It has the word Hanukkah inscribed here. And it has the verse, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, because tradition is that the word Maccabee comes from the initials, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. And at the bottom, you can't read it. It has the inscription of the prayer that we say after kindling the lights. Wrote halalu anachnu madlikin. We kindle these lights in remembrance of the miracles. So on this 8th night of Hanukkah, before we actually light the candles, I have a message with you. And it's a message that I've given in different forms. Tonight I formulate it like this: wear a mask, but know who you are. Wash your hands, but do not cleanse yourself from responsibility. Watch your distance, but stay close in spirit to your loved ones, to your people, to your country, and to the world. We still have some ways to go, but we end Hanukkah with encouraging news. We have a vaccine, actually 2, and the elections are over. So 2021 should hopefully be a year of health and a year of healing. So let us move forward with hope, and let us promise to keep the lights we have kindled these 8 days shining bright. So be the shamash, be the whole menorah. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Cantor Melissa will now lead us in the blessings, and we will light the candles after she sings them.
So please join me from your homes, and the blessings this evening are on the first page of your song sheet, and we'll do the first 2, of course. And everybody, let's light up our screens so that we can make all of our screens shine bright and all of the souls within us shine bright.
Begin by lighting the shash, and then we light the candles upon conclusion of the blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavoteinu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh.
Light up your screens.
So beautiful to see so many bright lights coming across all of the screens. my screen, you can see our candles. Take some time to light. I want to say, look how beautiful this is. Look how bright and strong and holy it is. In the Talmud, there was a little bit of a debate. Okay, we want to light 8 candles on Hanukkah for 8 nights. But should we start with the first night, as Beit Shammai said, with 8, the brightest light, and let it get a little bit smaller each day as we say goodbye to the holiday, just as the oil in the temple might have done. It might have started out bright, and when it miraculously lasted for 8 nights instead of just 1, it may still have dimmed a little bit each night. So Beit Shammai says, let's focus on the reality of the world as it is. And Beth-El, whom we usually follow for a lot of different cases, said, no, let's start with 1 and we'll add 1 each night. That way anybody walking by can tell what night it is, and that way we can rise in holiness. Rabbi Dennis mentioned we have a lot of brightness ahead of us. We have vaccines coming, and I hope that we can all remember what it is to rise in holiness, to add light, to make ourselves stronger, and to be a brighter light for one another. I see all of us are now a little better lit than we were before. So I want to give everybody just a second to put your screen on gallery view if you aren't already, and scroll through and look at all of the faces that we have and all of the bright lights that we have, and look at how much connection and holiness we have brought together tonight. Just take a second and look at how many screens. And no night around our menorah would be complete without a little bit of fun. So if, like me, you went and made some latkes, or went to Donuts and Dragons, I think they're called, and got some delicious sufgan yod, or Dunkin' Donuts. If you have some, now's a good time to have a good nosh. And we are going to play a little bit of Hanukkah trivia. We're going to do it using the polling feature on Zoom, so no need to worry about a second device. All of you kiddos used to using Kahoot. No need for that right now. We're going to open up. I'm going to launch a poll. You will see 10 questions, and I will have you on the honor system when we go over the answers to say how many you got correctly as a house. You can play as a team, as a household, or you can jot your own and have a little competition amongst yourselves if you'd like. And I'm going to launch it in a moment, and then we will have you, when we go through the answers, you can on the honor system tell me how many you got right. So we're going to launch the poll right now. It should pop up on your screen. And if I haven't run it this way before, can someone just give me a thumbs up? Do you have all 10 questions already available? Okay, so I'm gonna read through them, but you can work ahead and move ahead of me if you want. Some of these will be a little bit easier than others, but if you've got a team or on your own in your house, let's give it a shot. So the first question is, this letter is on dreidels in the United States and to the world actually, but not on dreidels from Israel. You'll select which one you think is the correct answer. We say, how many nights do we light this menorah? How long have we been with nights? 1, So say only one. 7 for a good week. 8 nights. 24. We're counting down to something else. Which holiday was the one that the ancient Jews or the Maccabees were most likely actually celebrating during the first Hanukkah when they rededicated the temple? What does the Hebrew word Hanukkah actually mean? Candles. We've got lots of candles. Is it dedication? The festival of lights? Is it a winter celebration? What is considered by some the ideal place to light your menorah? Where should you put this thing? Could it go in the kitchen? Mine's in the kitchen right now. Is it supposed to go in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the front window? It's just in the den. Who was the Greek or / Syrian leader that the Maccabees were fighting against? Was it Antiochus Epiphanes? Was it Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, or Xerxes? Seeing we've got a bunch of people answering. Good. Where was the miracle of the oil first written about? Is it in the Torah, the book of Maccabees, the Talmud Siddur? What was the name of the candle that I used to light every other candle? Rabbi Dennis gave us a hint without even knowing he was giving a hint for trivia. Which direction do we light? Were you watching us lighting and figuring out which direction we're supposed to light those candles? And if your dreidel lands on this letter, you'll win big. Or biggest, really. That's the main question. I'm going to give us, looks like it's been up for 3 minutes. I'm going to give us another 30 seconds, and then we'll go through the answers with everybody together. Okay, does everybody feel locked in? You're good with your answers? Everybody feel like you've answered them well? Okay, I'm gonna leave it up so that we can still see it for you. But the first question, which letter is not on dreidels from Israel? That answer is Shin. Wave if you got that question correctly. That was Shin. So here is an example of a dreidel from here. Actually, that one, can you see it? Yes. Where we have the Nun and the Gimel and Hey and the Shin, because here outside of Israel, it stands for Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A big miracle, Nes Gadol Haya Sham, happened over there. So in Israel, over there wouldn't make sense. So instead, they have a Pei. They say the big miracle happened here. So this is a dreidel that I bought in Israel when I was there a few years ago. So give yourself a round of applause if you got that question correctly. Question number 2, good job, we all got that correct. Our 8th night holiday has 8 nights, and I just accidentally blew that one out. Good thing I still have my shamash lit. Which holiday were they really celebrating? So it was believed that the Maccabees, when they rededicated the temple, had not been able to celebrate. Canna Melissa, I see that you think you know it. Does Canna Melissa want to come off of mute? She's sure she knows it.
Oh, I am certain. I know this.
Does Evan know it?
I mean, am I allowed it?
Sukkot.
It was Sukkot, which is also an 8-day holiday. So that is why many people, we believe that the Maccabees were actually celebrating Sukkot at the first Hanukkah. It was rebuilt and rededicated, and they could do Sukkot again. Passover was a good guess. It's also a 7 or 8 day holiday for many communities. Yom Kippur was a little bit later. Purim, I don't think was it celebrated yet?
Yeah.
It was, Purim was also a younger holiday, like Hanukkah, but it was celebrated already. Many of us got number 4 correct, that Hanukkah, the Hebrew word, means dedication, because it was when they rededicated the temple. The Festival of Lights was a little bit of a trick answer. Chag Urim means the Festival of Lights, and is one of Hanukkah's nicknames, but it is not what the Hebrew word Hanukkah meant. We use candles and we celebrate in the winter. For many, traditionally, the ideal place to light your menorah looks like most of us got this correct, was in the window, which of course is because that was the place that would be most visible, which means I think tonight, no matter where you have it in your physical house, it's exactly in the right place because it's in the window to this Zoom where lots of other people will see it and where we can celebrate this miracle together, the miracle that we are all together and able to keep celebrating. Oh, Cindy's saying hi to your 5th grade students. You should know these. Good job. So, who was the Greek/Syrian leader that the Maccabees were fighting against? Antiochus. We were right. Antiochus Epiphanes, who came a little bit after Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was actually pretty nice to the Jews. Xerxes was a trick question. That's Ahasuerus. That's his Greek name. That is who we fought. He was the king then. And this one is so number 7, where was the miracle of the oil first written about? This seems to have been the biggest trick question. The miracle of the oil was not where most of us guessed in the book of Maccabees. It was actually first written about in the Talmud about 500 years later, after the actual events of Maccabees fighting. I see some cheering for correct answers. Good job. That because the book of Maccabees was all about the battle and the war, which was one piece of the miracle. It was our survival. And the Talmud was less happy with the idea of talking about too much fighting and warring, and brought in this story of the miracle of the oil that might or might have not have been true, passed down orally, but the first time it was written down was actually in the Talmud. So good job if you got that one correctly. I saw people with calling out that you got that. I think, Zach, did you get that one right? I saw you high-fiving. Yes, nice. So what was the name of the candle that is used to light all the other candles? We all got this one correctly. Shamash. And then number 9. This was the most confusingly written one. It took me a few times to write it correctly. So where do we add the candles? And then how do we light them? So tonight we can't even tell anymore. They're all already full and already lit. But I always remember, how do we read Hebrew? We add our candles in the way that we would read Hebrew. So we add our candles in from right to left, but we light them from left to right. We always light the newest one first and greet the newest candle first. So good job for, looks like 18 of us for getting that one correct. And then our last one, if your dreidel lands on this letter, you win big. For most of the ways that I have seen dreidel played, this is Gimel. Whoever's playing where Shin wins big, let's renegotiate the rules together. Looks good. For this one, it is Gimel. So I am going to invite us to take a moment. I'm going to end the poll. There were 10 total questions. If you got 10 of them correct, you can wave your digital hand or your real hands. And you got 10 correct.
If you got 10 correct, will you drop a comment in the comment box for me, please?
Yeah, if you got 10 correct, put it in the chat, and Jackie will do a random, we'll make sure that we have 3 prizes available, I think Jackie said. So if you got all, you're on the honor system here. Put it in the chat that your family got all 10 correct. And Jackie will do a random number picking to make sure our prizes are distributed. Other than that, you can share how well you did. And while we're doing that and celebrating our winners, I'm gonna see if I can go to our next one. This one is actually a poll. Which is the best Hanukkah food? Let's all weigh in. Everybody vote. Is your favorite Hanukkah food one of these tasty, delicious fried potato treats? Savory folks. Or is it one of these beautiful, sweet, sticky, fried, sugary concoctions? Is your favorite the latkes or the sufganiyot? We have a difference of opinion in the house, so. Latkes are in the lead right now. Haha. It's hard to see the chat when you're so far away. Congratulations to all of us getting so many correct. The Winnikers got to 10. George Fox has got 9. We're doing really well. Carol Vanover got all 10. Everybody check in the chat. We'll give Jackie a minute to figure out who's our winners. And for the moment, I'm gonna do us, if we can, this is so rare that we get to the opportunity to take a picture as a community anymore. So I'm gonna end this one. So most 76% of us, 22 of us think that the latkes are the better Hanukkah food. So yes, haha. I'm gonna show us that. We're gonna stop. And it is so rare that we get a chance to take a picture together. I'm going to invite everybody who is comfortable to look right at the camera on whatever device that you're using. If you can get the your Hanukkah in as well, that's great. If you can't, that's okay. But look right at the camera on the device that you're using and smile. And I'm gonna just take a couple of pictures for us because it is so rare that we get to do that. So everybody look at your camera and you can say, latkes. We're gonna go to make sure we can, so keep looking and smiling one more. Thank you so much. We don't get to do that very often. I wanna say thank you so much. Jackie, do we have winners yet, or should we sing a couple songs first?
We have 3 winners. Now, I have to say, the Winnikers are winners. Of course they are.
Winnikers.
And we have Carol. I saw Carol earlier. Where's Carol? Carol, you're a winner. And Michelle Greco. Great job. We have 3 winners. We'll be getting some fun stuff out to the 3 of you. And thank you to everyone for participating.
Thank you all so much. That was really fun for me to get to create and play a trivia game with everyone. And Mazel Tov, congratulations to Michelle and to Carol and to the Winnikers and everybody who played. We did a really good job overall. So thank you so much. Go over to your song sheet. We have a song or 2 to wrap us up, and then we'll say happy Hanukkah and enjoy your latkes and sufganiyot from home. If you haven't seen it already, the song sheet is in the chat. You can go straight there and download it. So Ken and Melissa can pick a song and get us going.
Here we go, right from the top. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Chag HaKokach, Or Haviv Misaviv, Gilel Yeled Rach. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, Sevivon Sof Sof, Sof Sof Sof, Sof Sof Sof, Mana Tov. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, happy holiday. Candles light, shining bright, children laugh and play. Hanukkah, Hanukkah, spin a candle, spin and turn, while the candles burn. Everybody's favorites. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. My dreidel is always playful, it loves Rabbi Dennis. It's a Ladino song, Ocho Candelicas. Sephardic. Ocho candelas para mí. Hanukkah está aquí. Ocho candelas para mí. Everybody give me a big oh. Una candelica, dos candelicas, tres candelicas, cuatro candelicas, cinco candelicas, seis candelicas, siete candelicas, ocho candelas para mí, ocho candelas para mí. Everybody have their Sivivon out. We're going to sing Sivivon about our dreidels. Here we go. Sivivon, sov, sov, sov. Hanukkah, Chag Tov. Hanukkah, Chag Tov. Sivivon, sov, sov, sov. Chag Simcha Haolam. Es Gadol Hayasham. Es Gadol Hayasham. Chag Simcha Haolam. Sivivon, sov, sov, sov. Hanukkah, Chag Tov. Hanukkah, Chag Tov. Sivivon, sov, sov, sov. Chag Simcha Haolam. Es Gadol Hayasham. Es Gadol Hayasham. Chag Simcha Haolam. And now everybody join me for the classic hymn, Ma'otzor. Ma'otzor Yeshuati, Lechana Eleshabeach, Tikun B'Tefilati, B'Shem Toda Nezabeach, Le'etachin Atbeach, Mitzvah Menabeach, Sigmor Beshir Mizmor, Hanukkah Mizbeach, Sigmor Beshir Mizmor, Hanukkah Mizbeach.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Now is a great time to go munch those latkes and sufganiyot. If you're having latkes, we say shehakol niyeh bidbaro, because that was the winner. So I'm going to go with that one as our blessing to say and send us all off. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niyeh bidbaro.
Amen.
Come off of mute and say happy Hanukkah to one another. It's so good to see all of us.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah!
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Hi, Evan.
Hi, Wendy.
And history.
Come over here.
Hey, Ashworth, I like your sweater.
Most human cells contain this many.
Hi, happy Hanukkah.
That looks familiar.
Zach, good job on the trivia.
Hey, Mimi and Puppy Steve.
Black
Say hi to
flags
Mimi
still
and Puppy
makes
Steve.
this brand of insect traps
Okay.
that would never mean a
You're
suitable
welcome.
place to spend the night. That'll be a roach
Bye.
motel.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. Chag Sameach.
Recent resided at
Everyone.
Street
Enjoy the rest of your
larger
year.
than traditional lodging.
Chag Sameach to everybody.
11 is correct.
Oh, I love seeing everybody's lights. This was cool.
It was great. Thank you for doing this.
Mom and Dad, Evan said you have so many menorahs.
Why didn't I said they have
Pretty, oh, right. You have pretty menorahs.
We only lit 2, but we have more than that. This was my grandfather's.
Beautiful.
My first Jewish memory was lighting this one with my mom. Hey, look, she's in.
Oh, so nice.
I was really little.
It's really pretty. I know we have so many too, but you know, it's hard to bring them all out. Mark's at the hospital tonight, so we're gonna light them again later.
Who's gonna give us my present?
Who's gonna give us our presents?
Yeah, my present too.
We'll
Everybody,
figure it out.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy
Happy
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Thanks for everybody.
Thank you for making everything happen, Jackie.
Jackie.
Thank you.
Miss
Hanukkah, Brad and
Talk soon,
Jenny.
yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Folks.
Bye, Mom and Dad. Love you.
Board, 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 board.